Last time was purely you guys came across a platoon of 3 small boats who turned out to all be pirates. They actually gave up a reasonable fight, although the barbarians just went ape shit and took the storm the boats. Soon after, followed by the captain.
Like if we had actually I mean seriously, if we had actually fought those guys on an open field, it probably would have been more of a fair fight. The problem was they were too spread out. Because the one boat never even engaged in the fight at all.
No, it didn't.
It kept trying to catch up, but yeah, by the time you were slowing down, it was going, oh shit.
Yeah, because it saw the other 2 boats were falling apart. It's like, maybe I don't want some of that.
All right, backstroke.
Yeah, they're able to cast chicken shit.
Twinded our sails, and everybody got an oar!
Anyhow, yeah, I suggest we get back on our own ship and stop at that island to do some repairs before we continue onward.
All right. So that's right. You were also planning to take the one boat that's still barely standing, correct?
Not really, because I wanted the one though that was not burnt to a crisp, and Thelona freaking detonated it.
Yeah, I burned it. I had to kill everything on there. I deserve the right to burn it.
Yeah, I was because that one wasn't burnt at all, so the remains of the ship might have been useful for something, but
I don't know. I think that boat may have been stained with too much of my own blood.
Your blood, their blood.
We could have at least taken the sails down to make patches for our sails.
Oh no, those sails were gone.
No, the sails on the one you're on is gone.
The sails on the one we're on are gone.
The sails on both of them were gone because somebody blew the mast off that one too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it wasn't burnt off, but it was smashed off.
Yeah.
So the sails were probably torn up a bit.
Anyhow,
you're next to a burning pyre.
I was gonna say, can we just move our tokens back to the other ship? Because I'm assuming we don't need to do any special feats to like.
I'm gonna say you take your time to do it. You just type the new. Yeah, you don't even bother typing up the boat because you're just gonna leave it. I assume.
Yeah, it's too burnt up to be worth anything.
Oh yeah, I remember some people being launched off catapults.
Yeah, 3 people. Yeah. Oh no, actually, one person just leaped.
2. The
one
third
person
one just
leaped, and the other 2 got lost.
One person was sane. The other 2 people decided they were dwarves.
Because I remember Aldine's objections to Valena launching her.
Well,
I can't remember.
Wanted.
Oh yeah, because you got a dexterity penalty.
Yeah, you got a dex penalty, which means you would have landed and done worse. The barbarian didn't care. He's got enough hit points.
Either way, it was a fun encounter.
I love though that I just got on the ship, cut down one guy, and then the rest of them all just went, "Oh fuck," just died.
Well, they got barely a chance to go, "Oh fuck," as the barbarians caught up to you and just went, "Die!"
Yeah, because they've started using their multi attacks on everybody. I think next level I actually get 2 attacks as well.
All right, so presumably you plan to just light this boat on fire too, and get back to the main ship. I believe you wanted to go to the island to do the patchwork.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'll allow you to.
And actually, real quick, before we actually torch this boat, do the corpses have anything valuable on them?
Oh, actually, that's a pretty good question.
I can't ask that about the boat that already sank.
Unless there's stuff just floats
all the
at
things
top.
I was planning, I actually did not plan loot. For the one
So
boat
the
that
answer is
survived.
no. Apparently they were poor and hungry and were looking to loot from us.
I will say that there's probably at least a good 100, maybe 200 gold that you've managed to find between the bodies, and maybe like a sack or 2 that are kind of held up in the back where their storage is. And off the wizard, you do get a spell book.
Oh yeah, that one wizard guy.
Mm-hmm.
Hold
You did
on,
get a spell book. You're not guaranteed that all the spells in his book are going to be the same as everyone else's.
How much is the total gold?
Let's say like 200.
200.
The amount of gold you guys have been dealing with lately, it's going to be a pittance.
Yeah, but it's better than nothing after going through all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll
And
grab
if
the
nothing
spell
else, it's
book.
enough to help resupply for the damages.
Yeah. Actually, we might as well also take their any swords they had.
Okay. I believe. Let me double check. I should have. Look.
Just having extra weapons for our crew is never a bad idea.
Spooky book. I know it was like a basic weapon in here. It was a sword type. I'm just trying to remember which one it was. Wasn't a great club. It was an actual sword. I'm trying to remember which one it was.
Scimitar. That's kind of a common pirate sword.
Right. Say scimitar,
Actually,
right?
yeah, it probably was. No, that's more of a finesse. I thought it was more of a strength weapon, but maybe it was a scimitar. Maybe that's why they sucked, because maybe they were more strength-based than they were agile. Oh boy. Oh well. Yeah, I need to
I
pay
don't
more
know.
attention to what these weapons do.
With
They
a lot
were-
of those weapons, you can do either or, so it's not really.
They still did a fairly good job of fucking
Yeah.
me up. So
Yeah,
I
every
mean,
once in a while
'cause
they still manage to roll crit. Especially
Because
at the
three times in a row in one round.
end.
Because finesse means you can use dexterity instead of strength. It doesn't mean you
Oh,
have
okay.
to.
All right. So yeah, I'll say that you probably find at least 3 scimitars, and if you really try, you can probably get at least 2 full suits of leather armor.
Not really worried about the leather armor because that's more effort to actually pull off their corpses.
So yeah, you'll get 3 scimitars, and I believe they also had a ranged weapon each. I think it was probably just regular bows.
Considering what we did to these people, not really. All you got to do is grab them and shake. What's left just slides out into the boat.
I guess, yeah, because I don't know if actually our crew even has armor, like at least the carpenter and the navigator.
That I can actually figure out pretty easily for you if I just look here really quick.
Conrad.
I believe the character sheets I gave them actually did have them with armor. They just have light padded armor.
Actually, Conrad has leather according to his sheet.
Gunther has padded.
That's about the same thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave the armor because it's not really of value. I'll just take the 3 scimitars and whatever arrows we can carry to give to what's her name, Giselle.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you get at least 3 scimitars, 3 bows, and what's a fair amount for 3 guys for the ammo? Probably at least a good 50 arrows. Because you are collecting from 3 of them, and I'm sure some arrows were shot during the battle.
You might as well add those arrows straight to Giselle's sheet because I'm just gonna give them to her. She's the only one that has a
she's the only
regular
one
bow.
with a normal range weapon. Yeah.
Unless Thelona doesn't have a bow, does she?
Yeah, she does.
Oh.
She was up there. She was up in the crow's nest trying to snipe, and
All right. So Giselle
having a
and
great day.
Thelona. So Giselle and Thelona can split the arrows. It'd be 25 each.
All right. I'm trying to figure out where it's got the arrows at.
It should.
there should be a.
There should be an ammo thing under. Yeah, there's an ammo thing that's underneath the actual weapons.
Oh, there it is. She's already got 120, so it'll be 45.
Of course, the thing is, you probably didn't adjust those for any of the ones you actually used.
Oh, does it not automatically take out ammo?
No, it doesn't. The sheet doesn't know how to do that.
Well, I'm going to assume that she probably spent at least 10 of those then. That's at least a fair amount.
It is something that D&D Beyond does have over this. Is it will automatically take out ammo.
That's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah, but I don't think D&D Beyond has a free option, does it?
Oh yeah.
It does,
First-
but
first
it's also limited like Roll20 is.
Yeah, but the first 6 characters are free, so. But yeah,
see,
if you want,
Roll20 doesn't have a limit to how many characters you can make.
yeah.
The
Well, that's because they're-
the only limit you have is like storage space and certain functions.
Also, but the same thing that if you want anything beyond the core, you have to buy the book for it, or buy
I mean,
or buy what you want a la carte, which is actually kind of nice because you can pay $1 and get what you want.
Right. Well, the only 2 books I bought on here is the Player's Handbook and Xanathar's Guide, because those are the things that are most useful to have in the compendium for character creation.
Yeah, every now and then there's something else you need.
Yeah, but it's
Also-
usually something you can just add manually instead of dragging and dropping it if you really have to.
One thing I do like is the fact that D&D Beyond basically has the Unearthed Arcana stuff in there for free.
Yeah. Like the most recent book I got from D&D Beyond was Explorer's Guide to Wild Mountain because I like the idea of having time and gravity wizards.
All right. So yeah, I believe that's it for the loot then.
Yep.
Spell books for people to look into later, which I will detail.
Yeah.
What you guys
Yeah.
find later in those books.
Yeah, basically, when we get back on the other ship, I just toss the spell book to Valena. I go.
She
Surprise!
tries to catch with her dexterity and gets smacked in the face.
Roll dexterity. I want to see you fail.
That'd be like what, an acrobatics check?
Yeah, technically that'd be an acrobatics
athletics,
check.
acrobatics, something like that.
Neither one of them's
Slight-
good as a wizard. You barely catch the book. Yo, let's drop it 3 times. Ooh, 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 ooh.
I would have also allowed sleight of hand if I were the GM, but that's me.
I'm just gonna drag my token back over off the boat because I don't think we really need to. You're not gonna have us like role play moving the boat back. I'm assuming.
No, I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to assume that you take your time, you got oars, you managed to paddle it over, and you just kind of push it off and start to take off towards the island.
Alona drags herself out of the boat into the main boat, and she looks like shit.
Actually, as soon as you do that, how'd you manage to do that? That's weird. I just had the plus and minus thing for the map collapse on me.
Actually,
I was gonna say, as soon as you plop in, the cleric comes wandering over.
Actually, I was about to heal her myself because I wasn't thinking about that until she made that comment.
The strange Nord who, for some reason, worships Mitra.
I'll throw a cure wounds on her because it's gonna take more than one to heal her all the way.
It's probably
anyhow.
gonna take more than one, but he can blast her a pretty good one though. Let's see here.
Wow. Max heal.
Oh, 10 points. Woo. Let me see here. Is there anything in particular? Touch a creature in either one disease or one. Okay, that's lesser restoration. Switch weapon.
I've kind of come to the realization that a Valor Bard is almost like a paladin with worse armor.
Up to 6 creatures of your choice. 2d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. Spellcasting. Where do I find these things?
You're looking for that on the regular sheet?
Yeah.
Spellcasting modifier is it's whatever your ability for your spells is, which for him would be wisdom, so it's his wisdom bonus.
So okay, so up to 6 creatures of your choice you can see within range, each regain hit points with 2d8 plus 3. So actually, what he can do is he probably can pick multiple targets then for the same spell.
Yeah, but there's only 2 people that are actually injured.
Well, he can pick 2 people, like one person multiple times. Is what I'm saying.
No.
Valina's gonna go up to Garroff and say, "Oh no, you're hurt. Do you need to lie down?"
Just a moment. So, all right. Yeah, he does there's a prayer of healing, which, as I said, it says, up to 6 creatures of your choice that you can see within range. And the range is 30 feet. I don't think really anybody else except for you 3 got hit anyway.
I didn't even get hit.
That's because we basically jumped in and played damage sponges.
Yeah. When I finally got over there, they pretty much all died as soon as I got in the boat.
Haha!
Oh wait, no. Gunter and what's his name? They dropped the rock on their foot repeatedly.
Oh, that's right. So that's additional 2.
Gunter and Trent.
So actually, yeah, those will be fully healed then. Garroff gets a +2, +12.
Is that with what about the wisdom modifier? So wouldn't it be a 15?
Oh wait, +12, so yeah, with 15. All of a sudden, he looks a little less bloodied. Did you add any of the hit points to yourself yet?
I added the 10 I got from Xena.
Okay.
So you just got 15 from Theobald.
Boop.
Okay.
I just
I'll
added
make it
your
with it.
extra 15.
So I mean, you're back over half health at least.
Barely.
Yeah, you don't feel quite as much like death anymore. That's always a nice feeling.
Oh yeah, it's been a while since I've been bloodied.
Garroff, once he's immediately, once Valina's like immediately in his vicinity and asking him if he needs to lie down, he's just kind of like, I'm fine. He's still a little odded out by this relationship, but he's otherwise fine, taking it calmly for the moment.
She just goes, "Shoot yourself," and walks away. And should I do this? No, what the heck? You only live once.
Don't fuck it up.
Just gives him a slap on behind.
Oh gosh, how do I play the barbarian understanding a smack of the behind? you smack him and you start to walk away, giving him a wink, and you just see him kind of space out for a moment, like, what on earth? You could see the gears grinding in his brain, trying to make sense of it, and just kind of after a moment shrugs and just starts to kind of aimlessly wander, more or less in your direction still.
Would have been funny if he did it back, but because he's Garroth, he did it so hard he knocked her over.
I think he was tempting that thought, but wasn't sure.
You didn't adjust Gunter and Trent.
Oh no, I haven't. They're fully healed as well.
I can imagine one of them just going, "I can feel my foot again."
Oh, my toe is still sore.
I feel my toes growing back in.
Your toes didn't grow back in. They didn't leave. Now put this thing away before I drop another rock on it. So you head back over towards the island. You figure that the main little fleet here of pirates that came around it are gone, and it's a small enough island that you can at least hide from most angles outside of the immediate side of the island you're on. with the amount of trees on it. It's not a huge island, but there's enough coverage there that no one's going to instantly notice you unless they're particularly scouring the area. So do you decide to go off onto the island, or do you decide to stay on the boat?
Well, I mean, we gotta wait for Gunter to make repairs, so I guess we might as well explore the island and see if there's any animals to have for dinner.
All right, so you're just gonna take the main crew then?
Might as well.
Main crew, and then the ship hands can stay on board and help Gunter with any
Yeah.
repair job. Bits. All right. So you go off on the rowboat. I don't really have an island prepared for this, but I just knew you were going to kind of visit it. I didn't really expect anything to happen here. You get off on the rowboat. You do go to the island. Decent coverage. There's enough brush that it gets up to at least your waist. Once you hit the tree line, you can almost see all the way through to the other side, but not quite. And you can tell that there are definitely animals moving about. They're not used to humans being here, so they're being very quiet for the most part, except for maybe the birds who are up in the higher parts of the trees, chirping away as usual.
What kind of animals?
I'm gonna say that first you see some colorful birds up in the trees. They're the most noisy things. You immediately see those. You do look at the ground and you do see a few smaller prints. Give me a search check.
A search check?
Yeah, see what you find here.
You mean perception?
Yeah, I was glad. I'm asking if I was asking if it was search is generally if it's a long search, I'd use investigation. This is just advice here. As perception is more of the immediate.
I meant investigation, but okay.
Well, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, my brain fumbled and said search check when I meant investigation.
Yeah, I was just pointing out that that's technically divided into two sections. All right, investigation.
Should I roll too?
Sure, you're there trying to also figure out what's around. You're interested in possibly finding food.
My rolls are kind of lagging.
Yeah, it hasn't come through yet.
That does every now and again. Oh, excuse me. I need to re-roll that. Apparently, I still have advantage going, and I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Fuck! I rolled a 3.
Oof. Xena, you see that there are things.
Oh. Well, the reroll was a lot better.
And Thelona, the first thing you see is definitely monkey tracks. As a matter of fact, as you look at them and then look up where they're were going in the direction of, you do see something start to climb up a tree. You're like, oh, that's perfectly normal. Okay, that's not bad.
What kind of monkeys? Because I know certain monkeys gather fruits into trees, which makes kind of wine type substance.
Huh?
Yeah, it's weird, but apparently it's a thing. I don't know. Depending on what kind of monkey, they do different stuff.
Still, a monkey is not really to my taste.
Yeah, that's like eating little people.
I mean, I've heard some people really like monkey brains, but not really my kind of. Not really on my my favorites list for culinary expertise here.
Okay, I'm not sure why you rolled an intimidation, but okay.
That was when I rolled the investigation. My finger slipped upwards and hit the next one up.
Valena, actually, while Thelona is still looking around because you got a high roll, I'm going to say in the middle of your high roll, Valena, you're looking along the shore too, since you apparently decided to join in. You do notice one thing, even with this slow roll, you notice something you've seen before, which is rubbing marks on the beach. There's been gators or something around here. And apparently, if these marks are still on the beach, they haven't been gone for very long. Although they might have just moved offshore because of the commotion. Matter of fact, they might be getting a bite to eat right now.
There's gators in the area.
So, what would we roll to try and track the gators? Survival?
That'd be survival.
We had gator before. It was fine.
Okay, you roll survival. You're tracking the gators. As you continue to follow the rubbing marks of the gators on the ground, you suddenly become waterlogged. They seem to have left in the water.
Okay, so you're not gonna find the gators.
You're not going to find the gators right now. They've all kind of left. There was a big hubbub, and you could tell they went off into the water.
All right, then.
Do I see anything that looks like hoof marks?
Yeah.
From either boar or from, you know.
I don't think this is a very big island.
I know, but every now and then, I mean, even islands occasionally have wild pigs.
Oh, this is particularly small. You're not gonna find like big game, I don't think, here.
I wasn't looking for big game.
Well, I think I'm just gonna go back to the. I think I'm just gonna go back to the ship and try fishing.
I will say, you definitely don't find boar because I feel like they're not quite the right fit here, but you do find a small pair of hoofed marks going through.
All right, I will try to follow those.
All right, give me a nature check.
Do you mean survival or
survival? Yeah, my brain is like renaming everything today. It's terrible.
Nature check would be to see what kind of animal it is.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to investigate. Like, what kind of animals do I know are in the area? Like the birds, the monkeys, so forth, so forth. Do I know anything about them?
Birds and the bees and the flowers and the dogs.
Give me, oh gosh, give me I guess the best thing would be a history check.
History? Oh, okay.
That's the most logical thing I can think of to try and figure out if you can figure out what animals there are, because you're basically doing a knowledge check.
Yeah, usually that would be nature, but
you rolled a natural 1. Wow.
Yeah.
The animals are animals.
Animals are crackers.
So Thelona rolled a 14 on trying to track those hoof marks.
Yep, I am rolling something secret to see how well she did. Oh yeah, okay. So Thelona, you do track the hoof marks for a little ways. It does start to go into the brush, but you're trying to be quiet. Roll me a stealth check really quick. I don't expect this thing to... Yeah, it's not particularly bright. I heard a bloop. Yep,
that
okay.
was...
Yeah, I rolled for its ability to notice you coming, and you are better than it. As you get a little bit further in, you do find a very small group of elk.
That'll work. I draw my bow.
All right. Give me
And
a
I'm
bow
gonna see
shot.
if I
How much do animals usually have for hit points in this game?
Usually not more than a dice full.
Like, is there a deer mentioned in the book, player's handbook?
Actually, here, let me look.
Actually, I got a better idea. I usually find a lot of luck doing this.
Elk. If you type elk in the compendium, there's actually elk listed as a monster. They got 13 hit points, which is exactly how much damage Thelona did.
Yeah, basically, you quietly sneak up. You find these little elk. You notch a bow, pull back, and with just a slight whiz through the air, you just one elk just plops over. The others immediately look around and then take off in a panic.
And then I'll go over, pick up the elk, and start going back towards the ship.
All right. Yeah, I'm not even going to challenge you on strength for that. You got yourself an elk. It's not going to be struggling or anything. You're a barbarian. You have the strength.
Can I roll
She doesn't,
survival?
she doesn't just have the strength. Now she has the meat. Sorry, I had to make an Arby's reference.
She has the power. And it would be meats if it was Arby's, wouldn't it? Yeah, we need something else so it's meats plural, but no. She has the power!
Where's the venison?
So can I check for smaller animals, like off the off chance of any kind of goat or something?
A goat on a freaking island. in the middle of the
I don't
ocean.
know. It's not unheard of.
Roll me a nature
It's not,
check.
but it's usually a mountainous island.
Yeah, this is not particularly mountainous. This is a pretty small flat island.
There's no metal
mean,
cans here for it to
I mean,
eat.
if this was an island, in like the Greek archipelagos, I could see goats, but
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
see anything like what you're looking for here, it would seem.
I'm just gonna look for a random animal to see if it's edible.
I'm just going back to the ship to fish.
So Azina's already back in the boat waiting for the rest of you to join back.
Well, actually, what should I roll for fishing? That's the survival, right?
I believe that's what we've done, yeah.
I mean, because we're still in the water, even though it's a shallow part of the water, but we can try to catch something.
Actually,
Nope.
here's an interesting question. Does this island look like it's been visited before?
I hope so, because this is where those guys came from to attack
Well, they
us.
came run from the other side of the island, kind of, sort of.
So,
give me a perception check.
Perception? Alright.
Yeah, you're looking for something in particular again. Give me another perception check for that. And actually, since you seem to be curious about something, I'm going to say that Theobald's also looking to possibly see if the people were here as well.
God, I am not rolling well today. So I'm gonna go on and say, can I see like runes or any runes or anything?
You're hurrying along with this really fast. Give me half a moment. Someone else is helping you with perception. There.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna say just as you're kind of about ready to give up, Theobald kind of quickly puts a hand on your shoulder really quick and quietly motions with a hand, as you do see some boot prints along the beach, just barely outside of the brush and back in again. Apparently,
Alright.
they must have sent a scout before heading back to the longboats. By the looks of it.
I guess we point out to any other crew members that are near the area. See the boot prints. And do I see anything? Does this island look old or visited by anybody else?
It's really hard to tell. It's a literally small island. If there are visitors, they're probably infrequent.
Okay, so you wouldn't say like a small ruin or shrine wouldn't be here or anything?
No. Like I said, you can literally get up to the forest line and you can almost see completely through to the other side.
Okay.
You see
Okay.
little flashes of blue and maybe little peaks of sunlight here and there. It just takes a little bit of looking and making sure you can look past all the trees so before you uncover anything that's like hiding back there. Actually,
okay.
now that you guys point out these tracks, I'm gonna say that Gareth starts to actually bound down the trail to see what he can find. See if he can keep track of the footprints. Which means, actually, would that be a survival check to follow footprints?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's like track. You got advantage turned on.
Oh, yes, he does.
I had the same problem my first roll today.
Everybody's
'Cause,
forgetting
rage
to
is
turn off
on.
their stuff. This is what we get for taking a break after a battle. Boo. Oof. I'm gonna say he at least gets to the other side, but doesn't notice anything in particular. He does notice that the boot prints do go out to marks on the shoreline. so his best guess is it might be boats. What are you doing?
Perceiving the area that he found where the trail led.
What?
You're just rolling things to roll things. I'm sorry, dude. You're really trying hard.
Okay. Okay. So we don't find anything, right?
Not right on the other side of the beach. No, basically it's a quick trail through, and you just kind of come out to the other side. You see marks on the shoreline where it might have been boats, and you see the footprints that lead up to them.
I should feel I don't know how to describe it. Does Blaine see any shaded areas?
Explain to me what you mean by shaded areas.
Just for a place where she can have a private talk with Garroff.
That's not a talk.
You are basically on the other side of the island from everybody else at the moment.
Okay.
If there is any shade to be had, you're already having it.
Okay, so is Theobald with us?
No, he just kind of pointed out the footprints and saw the barbarian go and figured that'll be safe enough. At least he'll spot anything if there's anything to be found.
So Velena's gonna go to Garroff, look at him, and go, just kind of look at him in the eye and say, Garroff, how do I make you feel?
Geralt kind of slowly turns to look at you, and you see him like struggling to find the words in the back of that little barbarian brain of his. Is just kind of like, I'm still not fully sure what to think. Kind of slowly looks back to you. I can't say I don't enjoy it though.
No. Velena just presses a finger under her lip and just kind of bites her lip and goes, It just like narrows her eyes. Not saying anything, but that's what her gesture is doing.
He kind of raises an eyebrow, like, "What are you thinking about now?" We'll go back to the other side of the island again. I'm gonna say, Ozina, you tried getting some fish, and you're so far struggling. Not seeing anything else right now. Theobald's about to join in as Felona actually. Ugh. As Felona starts coming back out to the other side with her recent find.
And I'm looking for the cook.
The cook is still on the boat. The big boat.
Yes, I know. I've got this thing. I'm hauling it onto the boat. Trust me.
Yeah, you're hauling out to the small boat at this point then.
Mm-hmm.
Theobald has had some luck with fishing. Even though he doesn't have anything for it, I don't think. Yeah, no, he has naturally decent wisdom. He didn't take a level in it. Oh, the rolls are taking forever again. Are you going to go through? There we go. Oh, wow.
He rolled a natural 20. Holy shit.
You see Theobald grab the extra line. He leaves his gloves in the boat for the moment, in the little canoe. Casts it out. Doesn't seem like it takes him even half a minute, and he's suddenly just like, oh! And he's starting to struggle to pull it back in. Well, there's the second roll.
Isn't your day, Captain.
Like, legitimately, though, he is starting to struggle. Does anyone want to help?
Like what? He's having trouble holding the rod?
Yeah, he's having struggle trying to pull whatever he caught back in.
Oh, I didn't do very good at trying to help.
Please tell me Ozzy goes into water with the raw line.
They both might.
Actually, I'm going to see if Theobald can muster up anything to help save this particular scenario. He does have a bit of strength on him. Yeah, it'll be either acrobatics or athletics. Definitely an athletics boy. Okay, he is. You're fumbling it a bit, but he is. Just for you being there, it is helping him enough that he's starting to pull it in, whatever it is. At first, you don't see anything, but you do start to see splashing in the water, like big splashing in the water. And that's when you suddenly finally get a sight of a full-on tail, and it is long and pointed, and seems to be covered in scales.
Did we just catch a alligator with the fishing rod?
This is a definite possibility.
Alona, get your bow.
Delano, who is about to take off in the longboat, looks up confused for a moment.
You see splashing, and you see two of your teammates panicking on shore.
At that point, I'm gonna move up. Can I see what it is they've got, or?
You see enough of the tail that you can assume that's either crocodiles or something very similar.
All right. Bring it in.
You're basically just telling them to keep pulling?
Yeah.
Alright. They're still struggling, but they're gonna keep pulling, so let's, both of you do another strength check again.
If they'll lose it, I'll try. I'll see if I can grab the line.
So you're
myself.
standing, like, between them and where the crocodile
Yeah.
is.
Yes.
Okay, that's better for, Xena. And... Oh, wait, I already have the build open. What am I doing? Boom. Did I click on it? I think I did. I'll check. There it goes.
Oh, it went through. 18.
Alright, yeah, you start to see it slowly but surely. It's pulling further and further in, and yeah, before a few moments pass, you start to finally see the head pop above the surface. You just see it raise its head, snarl, and snap. Okay, there's the other one.
That's fine. How close is it to me?
I'm gonna say it's maybe like about 10 or 15 feet from you right now. It's just starting to get onto shore, like where you could stand and be in the water.
Do you want me to initiative this or just frickin' do it? Mr. GM, your choice.
Let me see here. The initiative is what, like dex based, I believe?
Yeah, it's
what's
Dex
your dex
plus
bonus?
plus
easy.
4.
Yeah, you got more speed than the crocodile does actually. So go ahead.
Okay.
You first.
I'm gonna
Crocodile.
clear distance to it, slam my foot down on its head, well, on its mouth, top of its mouth,
Mm-hmm.
and then thrust my sword down into its skull.
All right, go for it. I got
All right.
Croc stats up.
Yeah, you just tell me what I need to roll first for the foot slam.
In order to like pin it down, that'll be
The thing about a crocodile's mouth is there's a lot of force pushing down, not as much going up.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that's maybe you need to meet like 11 or 12.
Do you want me to make an athletics on that, or?
I'd say athletics or acrobatics, depending on which one is better for you. That's usually how I roll with something like that. Yeah, you got it. So yeah, you quickly wander up and push your foot down. And you manage to make it snap its jaw shut.
And then
Whoop de Gracie. Okay, hit for 18 for 11 damage. Okay, yeah, you hit it. You stab it in the head, but it does repel your sword a bit, and it's still struggling, but it looks like you did quite a bit of damage. I'm going to see if it can break free.
I take it that'll be an opposed strength.
Yeah, essentially. He only rolled a 10.
Yeah. No, it's not. Its jaw is not opening.
Nope. So it's just sitting there struggling and it can't quite move, so I guess it goes back to your turn again.
Oof.
Ooh. It does splash around enough that you do miss it. And you glance the side, the side of its head.
Can
Second
I?
attack.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right, you got 2 attacks.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that'll be enough. You glance at on your second attack and you roll and go full blast of your sword again. Then you finally stab it through the head. You hear a crack, and then slowly but surely the crocodile finally goes calm again.
And then I'm just going to pick it up bodily and haul it onto the beach.
And since
And as I go past, I say, looks like I get new boots to go with my new top.
I'm assuming the crocodile's heavier than the elk, so I guess I could carry the elk since we gotta get.
No, the
both
elk's
of them.
already in the boat.
The elk's already in the boat. The Thelona came running from the boat.
Okay. I can still help get them on the actual ship.
Yeah.
That's good, because somebody will have to bring the boat back, the longboat back for the others.
Oh,
Right.
that depends. Actually, Elena, how long did you plan to be out there with Garoff?
A while. I mean, just until we need to leave, and just.
Okay.
Just
I'm gonna.
She's just sitting there talking with him and trying to.
I'm gonna say since everybody else is heading towards the boat, Brad Brain. Theobald comes over back to the tree line and kind of shouts up for you guys, just calling both Garoff, Elena by name, and seeing if you can hear him. I'm going to give both of you give perception checks then. Because it's not going to be too hard, I don't think, but we'll see if you guys actually hear it.
Bad as I am, I'm probably not. Today's rolls. Oh, maybe I did. Oh wait, no, I didn't.
Garoff heard it though.
Yeah, Garoff does turn and goes. And then he looks back to you. Theobald's calling. He kind of motions you to follow him as you quickly take back down the trail you originally came down. As everyone's just about into the canoe, you two finally show up and quickly get in the boat as well. Garoff kind of eyes the food that you guys managed to get
Right before she goes.
Looks at the elk with the arrow through it and the croc with a sword through its skull.
I would assume the sword wouldn't still be in it.
That sword hole.
Before she leaves with Theobald, she looks at Garoff and goes, "Carry me."
Okay, I'm gonna do a check here.
Shouldn't Helena need to roll a persuasion for that?
I'm not gonna make her roll persuasion. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll for barbarism. Which means it's gonna roll against his you know what? This will be a wisdom check, I think.
I would make it an insight.
Actually, you're right. That would be an insight.
It's still wisdom though, so
it is. I mean, I don't know what he has for it.
He's got
I know
plus
for me
0.
Yeah, so it's basically a straight up wisdom, same as mine.
You see him. I'm gonna say he pauses for a moment, kind of like he's trying to understand what's going on, but then you see it finally click in his brain. Oh. He quickly kind of melts down a little bit and does eventually pick you up. And helps you get across the water into the canoe without getting wet.
And then he looks down at the.
And then he looks down at the bodies in the boat and goes, "Well, I guess we're not going hungry." And gets in the boat.
Yeah, I like to think when Garoff brings Elena to the boat, he doesn't understand the term of being gentle, right? Just drops her.
Plop.
drops her in the boat.
He plops you, but at least he plops you like right into a seat. So it's not like he just dumped you in the middle of the boat. and you go tumbling into something. He at least plops you gently enough that you get into a position where it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and Valena looks at the elk and looks at the antlers and says, "People, do you think this can be used for medicine?"
Actually, that's a good question. He does have a little bit of medicine, as I recall.
And we did sell antlers to a medicine maker before. So
Well, actually, you sold horns from demons to medicine people. Who
I did that.
Went,
I did that as
"Ooh."
well, but we did actually sell antlers from a deer. Before we had the
this is asking if he can do something with it. Let's see. I clicked. Wow, it is super laggy today. There we go. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking at those for a moment and kind of... There's definitely something to that. I could probably figure out something, he says. So, yeah, keeping the antlers would not be a bad idea.
But I call the hide.
No one seems to argue with
that.
that.
No one's going to argue with the hide for either of the animals.
Especially, looking down and, at Thelona's bloody, shredded top.
I need to stitch it up.
Which is being probably held together by 2 threads and basically hope.
Well, maybe a couple extra threads since you got on the boat.
By 2 threads and the network sensor.
Yeah, pretty much.
We are not going beyond Leela, thank you. For those of you who don't get it, that's a Doctor Who reference. Leela was a wild woman who basically wore a leather get-up the entire time she was on the show.
Yeah, see, I was thinking Futurama.
Yeah,
Doctor Who.
There was an episode. Never mind, not now, but there was an episode of a satellite sensor that would censor all inappropriate content throughout the galaxy.
Leela was one of the few people that the Doctor occasionally let do violent things, because once in a while she was right that she needed to defend people. I think one of the few other ones would have been Jamie, but anyway.
But yeah, Thelona's top's after taking 60 points of damage, Thelona's top's basically being held together by the PG-13 rating.
This is Conan, it is radar.
Plop, yeah.
All of a sudden, just as we're getting the canoe, all of a sudden the top pops. Boing.
No, that's just the pause. It's just like, well, actually, we are rated R. Bam!
And you saying that just made me think about how the Age of Conan MMO, when they were originally making that, they wanted to get an AO rating until they realized that meant they wouldn't be able to sell it in stores.
Yeah, Funcom gets interesting ideas, and then they will go, oh, wait. Once in a while.
Yeah, nowadays that they would have just gone with it.
Actually, yeah, nowadays they wouldn't have cared, actually. They would have just gone, we don't care. Look! Go to Nixos! Happy Flappies! Happy Flappies everywhere!
Well, no, nowadays they do it anyway, because because back when they came out with Age of Conan, store sales were still the majority of where people were buying their games, and now it's mostly downloads.
Yeah, mostly it's downloads, and Steam doesn't care as long as you give it an appropriate rating.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you don't even have to have it. I don't think you have to have
Actually,
it.
yeah, you don't even have to rate it technically. Steam will allow it. As long as you give it some sort of rating yourself, and as long as they know certain things are in it.
It only has to be rated by the ESRB if you're selling it in stores.
So, Valena looks down after that incident happens. Valena looks down her blouse, her dress, and it starts feeling insecure.
Yeah, especially when you realize that Thelona's top was working as a restraining device. Yes.
And with that, our heroes leave in the canoe.
With a lot of muttering going on.
I just kind of picture Azina looking over at Thelona, seeing her top barely holding on, and then looking over at Valena, seeing Valena looking like distraught, and then Azina just looking down and adjusting her bra. And sticking her chest out and be like, I'm special.
Oh, dearie me. As we continue to try to avoid the any worse rain than M, the rest of you get back to the boat, and I'm gonna say, yeah. So you're gonna try and skin these animals, correct?
Yeah, that's what I was going to grab the cook for.
All right. So yeah, as soon as you manage to
I
haul it
figure
out
at
on the
least he
boat,
has at least some skill
yeah.
in food prep in the initial food
I
preparation.
believe I had something for him special on that. Yeah. So after
I
a little bit
will
of help.
assist.
From a little bit of help from the rest of the crew, you managed to get the 2 animals on board that you managed to find. Also, that reminds me, speaking of which, I need to check how well they did on their own particular work. Gunther was supposed to be fixing up the ship, yes?
Yeah, because he's the carpenter.
Trying to double check what some of these things do here. Oh, shoot. Double checking. It's not really saying. You know what? I'm going to say that essentially him trying to fix things is kind of like cure light wounds for the ship. And I'm trying to reload right now.
Does he have the tools for like ship repair tools? Because it would be basically a repair tool check to repair.
I assume that because he came in for this job that he would have had a kit with him. So where do I look for that kind of roll?
It's basically a D20 roll. Plus your since he's chained in the kit, it would be plus his proficiency bonus plus whatever stats appropriate. Either be dex or strength, depending on what you think would be the most appropriate for this particular instance.
Considering he has higher strength than dex, I would hope it would be strength.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I assume because it's.
I would think it would be. I think it would be strength for the brute work and dex for the delicate work. You know.
Yeah, the dex would be more of the fixing the sails. The strength check would be more of the fixing the hull.
I would think the dex would be involved in doing detailing too. Yeah, but the raw wood repair should be strength.
Okay, so it'd be a D20 plus.
What's his strength? +2 plus it'd be a D20 plus 4.
Okay, so D20 plus 4. Oh wow. Yeah, I'm gonna say he does a pretty damn good job fixing up the hull.
How much damage had been done to the hull?
60.
Yeah, I'd say he'd get most of it done. How long were we on the island? We hunted.
I'd say you're probably on there for about an hour. You hunted down 2 animals, and you had some time to conversate and search the island a bit.
I would say that he'd probably be able to repair a D20's worth of damage at least.
Yeah. I'd say that would be fair enough, and he can occasionally every day do a little more fixing up of the hull, but this is supposed to be the big one. So, according to that, another 16 points fixed to the hull. So it's not completely repaired yet, but it's going to stop any leaks.
He made good progress for an hour's work.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say that while it's not their forte, I'm going to say I combined Roger and Conrad to try to help patch up the sails. Which will be a dex thing, so they're not going to have any bonuses outside of their d20s. Although for a dex roll, Conrad does have a +4. As does Roger, actually, so okay.
So they would not get their proficiency bonus since they're not skilled in it.
Yeah.
So it would just be their raw dex.
Yeah, it'd be just a raw dex with no extra bonuses attached. Oof.
Oof.
A 10 and... Your 10 because of they got +4 in dex, and the 13 would have been... brain. 17. So there's a little bit of patchwork done on one set of sales, and the other one gets some decent work done. So I'm going to say probably the 10 will get a D10, and the 17 will get a D20.
The 10 barely succeeds. Because wouldn't it be a diff 10 basic? At least. For repair work, if you got under a 10, you didn't get any progress done. If you got under a 5, you fucked up worse and did more damage.
Yeah, that's what I'm going on. Is that it's a D10, so it's going to be a D10 to roll for how much he fixed up. He's not going to get a full D20. So he did a little bit of work, but we're not guaranteeing that he's going to do like a 13 like the last one did. So yeah, he does additional 7. And the 17 was high enough. I'm going to count that as doing a roll 20 for that. Okay, so with the sales back up to, because sales count as part of the hit points, that's another 18.
Okay.
It's okay. Yeah, you've repaired about half the damage. Most of it was done to the sails anyways, so there's little bits of charred wood that are now off, and the sails are definitely a little more seaworthy. They should be catching more wood now.
Alright.
And that's right. So, Thelona, you want to immediately get in contact with Trent.
Yep.
Correct.
Oh gosh, how do I do this? I can't do this here, I don't think. Copy image location. There we go. I'm trying to get a better look at his character sheet without losing the page I'm currently on for the D20. So, okay, so you want his help to try and essentially do, I believe it's medicine to try and cut up animals?
I would think it would be survival.
Or yeah, actually, yeah, it would either be survival or medicine, depending on how you look at it. I think medicine would be more of a like trying to remove the glands or whatever, whereas this would probably be more of a survival because you're trying to get hides.
Yeah, well, we're trying to get the meat out, and yeah, it's
and also try to get the meat out as well, as clean as possible.
Yeah, that's why it would almost be another tools check for him too if he had cooking or cleaning tools, which is I was kind of hoping he'd do. But either way, I will assist him with that.
Yeah, you'll assist him with it. Let's see here. So we're looking at it was supposed to be a nature. No, not a nature, survival. So that'll be a dex. What is his dex look like? He's got +2 to that.
Actually, survival's usually wisdom based, but yeah.
Wait. Is that? I could have sworn.
Yeah.
I could have sworn Geralf's sheet just said it was something else for some reason. Oh, survival. Wisdom, it's saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. My brain. I don't know. My brain can't focus on anything properly today. Okay, yeah, he's got slightly better on that. That's a +3. Roll D20 for him. Oof.
Oh.
The cook is failing at his job. I'm gonna say that combined, he starts cutting and immediately goes wait, and stops and has to re-examine what he's doing here. He's like, something's not quite right. He stops and re-examines what's going on. He's kind of like, I'm sorry, I've not actually worked with elk before. He takes another examination, because he realizes something's about to royally fuck up if he keeps trying. He's already done a little bit of damage.
Should be more or less the same as deer.
Not that much of deer either. It's usually been fish. Give this another go. A little carefully this time. And goes in for
All
another
right,
try.
I will.
There's a slight fuck up. Oh god. You
And this
immediately-
time,
Yeah, this time is he starts to go in again. You realize he's fucking up, and you quickly adjust his hand. He's like, oh. And so you do start to help him through it. You eventually start to properly skin some of the elk.
okay.
Without damaging it too badly. I'm going to give you both a second try to finish skinning the elk now. To see if it's any more of it gets damaged. Oh, wow. He's doing better, but he's still not doing great. That's an 11.
I'm basically skinning the elk, aren't I?
That's an 11. He at least didn't damage it this time. He's getting a little bit better at it, but he's still not doing great. Oh dear, the cook is terrible.
What is?
But at least I rolled enough to get it
Yeah,
done.
you rolled enough to. He doesn't do any damage, and you rolled enough to make sure that you cleanly get the job done. You're stockpiling elk, and matter of fact, he's gonna focus on cooking elk instead of trying to cut up the crock and let you try and do the crock yourself, because he's just like,
dear God.
I'm Butterfingers. I'm.
I
he
couldn't
walks-
take
he
10 or
walks-
take 20 on this, could I?
He kinda take 10 or 20 on this. Well, technically, that's what each roll is supposed to be, anyways. It's like take like 10 minutes to try and do something. And it's like, oh, fuck.
Because I have never cleaned a crock.
Well, there's a first time for everything, and he's cooking, but he's not wandered off. You just start cleaning the crock like it's second nature.
I was gonna say, didn't Theobald handle the crock last time?
I think he had to, yes. Like, the cook is just rolling horrible to actually try and do anything with cutting up the animals. Immediately, he before he even has a chance to start cooking elk and turn back around, he turns back around to see essentially the crock already getting chopped up, and he just kind of looks astonished for a moment and just goes, "Not even going to ask," and just goes back to cooking.
Just like skinning a rabbit, but bigger.
You see the cook just become slightly gloomy. Just like, I can't even skin a freaking rabbit.
He's used to cooking the food, not preparing the animals.
Yeah. He's just like, where do I even begin? And starts going cross-eyed.
Because I mean, you gotta remember when we hired this guy, he actually was mostly a drink mixer
Yeah,
with a little bit of knowledge in cooking.
Yup.
He was basically a bartender.
Basically, a bartender that knew how to throw together like a little bit of food to go with his drinks.
So meanwhile, as the barbarian is proving to be a better butcher than the actual chef. Anything else you guys want to do as you take back off again?
Well, I'm gonna scrape the hides, and I'm gonna borrow one of the yard arms to start stretching them.
Fair enough. Yeah, you're gonna need to put them out there to try and bleach them and try and get them to be proper hides.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Valena will just spend some time alone in her cabin.
All right.
Xena will play a relaxing melody on her flute.
Just kind of manning the ship and just play around on her flute for a little bit as you're watching over things.
Yes.
As your boat takes off yet again.
Oh, we're not staying for the rest of the repair work? Or you're planning to repair on the go?
Well, we mainly just wanted to get the just get ourselves ready to get moving again, because our sails did get pretty tore up from that.
Yeah, and now your sails are at least, your main damage sails at least half back, so it's at least doing something now.
Right.
as opposed to being about ready to be ripped to shreds.
Because I assume, we're gonna stop at like another town before we head into the down that river when we get
If
across.
there is a town.
There were a couple along the shore. I figured we'd stop at one of those along the way.
Actually, let me go back to the map here, and I'll drag you guys over in just a moment when I have everything ready. That's the Arcanium map. We don't need that anymore right now. Actually, I'll grab you guys over anyways while I'm quickly gathering this up. I think I should have... Oops. I think I should have the image in here, but I'm not 100% sure. I might have to still drag and drop something. Okay. There's at least this one. It's in here twice. I don't know how that happened.
I think you were
Okay.
having issues where you were trying to upload it.
That's
and
right.
it
I think I was
came
having
out-
issues, and something
Came out
wasn't
blurry.
loading
It came
right.
out blurry as hell on one of them that you uploaded, and you ended up posting it in the chat.
That picture in the lower right, I know that stretch of land.
Picture in the lower right.
Yeah, of your background.
The watery shore line.
Oh yeah.
I know that.
You know that
That's
river.
a tiny. Yeah, that's a tiny picture. That's the one that's like super tiny.
Yeah, this... I don't know why this is so small. Actually, I'm going to delete this. I'm pretty sure I have this picture somewhere else, and I can just share a link with you guys.
Well, usually it's small when you drop it in there, and you gotta stretch it out.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, it doesn't re-res right.
It doesn't re-res with this map right. I'm going to try reloading it right now and seeing if it wants to behave better. I just need to try and find it again. I know it's been in a couple conversations. Matter of fact, actually, I might have dropped it in the
we already
Conan.
have that posted in our thing. If you go back to, I think, last week or the week before.
Yeah, I think I finally reshared it in Conan.
Yeah.
Like I was just
You should probably delete the ones that are actually in the Roll20, so you're not wasting space on it.
Just
on the uploaded
did. I think I just deleted the second one. I'll make sure it's deleted in just a moment. Oh, I am constantly looking in the wrong place now. It's like, why am I not seeing anything? It helps when I'm looking not at the streams that have been advertised on the server. Jeez. Open original. Yes. It's a nice.
Oh, yeah, that's
big,
right. There's
detailed map.
the one that's closest to the river is Coruscant.
Which is technically south of us, because we're north of the Isle of Iron statues.
Yeah, so actually, yeah, we wouldn't stop there.
Yeah, you're not going to go down the course. And looking back at the map in... actually, let me copy this over so people can see on the browser here. Boop. Look, in this area, yeah, Coruscant is definitely not going to be where you want to go. You're already, like, halfway to the river as it is. So going back to the main map we have over here. Zoom in a bit. Gosh, difference in details. I have to double check things a couple times to make sure I got it right. Because maps omit so much details depending on who you're asking details from. Yeah, Shapur is closer, but it's still a little ways out of your way.
Shapur's further south, according to the one map.
Yeah, not sure why they put it so far down there. Because it's above the bump, not below it.
Either way, we're probably just better off just continuing on our way instead of actually going back to...
But I do also have that I recently shared in the Conan chat. I think it was something I recently shared in the Conan chat as well for maps.
I was looking at it earlier about the Hyborian map.
There's the Hyborian map. There's another map that I had, and I can't remember if I shared it or not. Because there's another city along the riverbed that you're going down.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to remember what it was, though. I'm looking for it right now, and I don't think I shared that map, and now I'm just like, dang it.
Okay, so we're going up this river past the steps. I don't see any towns actually, except Grassskill Mountains.
Yeah, there's
I may
supposed
be
to be
looking
like where the big map that we've been having problems looking at. Where it says via you got the Violet Sea where it says is over the sea, and then you got the river going up, and then you got the where it says steps. Right below where it says steps above the river, there's actually supposed to be another city,
Okay.
and that is supposed to be where you're going to possibly get your big chance to like re-gear up for going mainland, because things are going to go massively cold the more closer you get to Hyboria.
right.
Right.
Hyperborea. Your own Hyboria. It's Hyperborea you head towards. You gotta keep those terminologies straight, or otherwise you sound cuckoo.
Yes. Hyperboreus in Hyboria.
Cuckoo for spaghetti puffs. Wait, that's not right.
Hyperborean map. Let me see if I can find it again.
Oh, Cuckoo for a story
Heaven forbid that I've ever find anything I'm looking for when I need it. I'm trying to remember.
So what's the tower? Not Shapur. Steps. Oh, this one doesn't have the river on.
Yeah, Matt's what Matt was saying is it's so random what
Yeah,
details
it's
each
really
map
annoying what
includes.
the details are or aren't there, depending upon who you're asking and who's pointing out stuff for you.
Yeah, well, the problem is that, in the original books, they might have mentioned some of these towns in passing.
Yeah,
But it's
and
not
so
like he
they
ever
were never
posted a
given
real map.
direct places on the map either. So he had maybe had ideas where they were planning, like maybe vague things in his notes as to where things were supposed to be, but he never had time to actually finish fleshing out the map with everything on it. Well, I just look for a Hyborian map and see if it says it on one of the other ones here. No, that doesn't have cities on it. At least not many, that's for darn sure. Nope, that still doesn't have cities on it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I found it. I was looking for this map. Share it. This one has the same riverbed that you're looking for. And on it, there is a city called Yarlet.
Yaralet.
Yeah, Yarlet. And also just below where you're going to... Coruscant?
They put Coruscant a lot closer to the river on that map.
Yeah.
And Shapur is not even on the ocean on that map.
No, it's there. It's not by the sea anymore.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Oh, I thought he said it wasn't on there at all. It's like
No, it's on there, but it's not at the ocean. So it's
yeah, everything about mapping in this franchise is chaos. We just need to find someone who's just gonna take all the information and map it properly for us, please.
Well, no, the problem is, like I said, the information doesn't give enough that you can map it properly. It's a lot of people are all making their best guesses.
Yeah.
The problem is they keep winding up with different guesses.
But we're gonna ignore the southern part of the Valley at Sea, and what we're focused on is the northern part, going to the Nesvaya River, where it's just where you're headed to, and there is Yarlet there, which is right on the southern edge of the steppes before you go into the northern steppes to Hyperborea.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if we're gonna go, we should we'll stop at Yarlet, and that's where we'll leave on horseback and let the crew go off with the boat.
Okay, that does sound fair enough, and it was gonna be close to where you were planning anyways.
Right.
I will say that also because of all this planning, I actually do have some background on Yarlet when you get there. So just head to Yarlet then is the plan? Just head upriver with the
Yes.
big boat? Alright.
Yeah.
Um,
They'll have time to stop and finish repairing before they head off after we leave.
and they have plenty of money to make sure repairs get done and make sure they have room on board if they want it off the boat.
And to hire extra people
And
to
hire
make
extra
up for
people
the
if need to,
decrease in the... Because they're going to have a huge decrease in crew size when we leave.
Gonna need some extra bodies, at least a couple. Okay, so I'm gonna say at this point then it's gonna take you probably another. It's probably gonna take you at least another half day to reach the river, and it's gonna take you another 2 days to go all the way down to Yarlet. So, in the next like 2.5 days, is there anything your characters want to do in that time?
Only
While you're on the
finished
boat.
like drying, treating the skin, and then basically cutting myself a new top.
All right, so I take that's gonna be a survival check then.
Yep. Please don't fuck up. Please don't fuck up.
I'm gonna say you have multiple tries at this one because it's multiple days that you have to try and course correct any mistakes.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, never mind.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and in the couple of days that you have them out sunning and tanning and drying out, it takes. You're basically out there in the last morning. You go and check them, and you just feel it, and you're just like, "That is bone dry. They're solidified. It's actually tangible leather now.
Okay.
Tangible hides now that you can use."
Perfect.
So I guess then the next step is to you start actually making your new top.
Yes. Because otherwise, I'm walking through Yarlet topless. So
Yeah,
I
we're
have-
about to enter a
I
city.
have-
Might as
I
well be
have-
dressed.
I had exactly 2 outfits: a summer outfit and a winter outfit.
The
or
summer
a-
one is ruined.
The summer one is half destroyed. The winter one I could wear, but I would be dead from heat stroke by now.
Yeah, it's a bit warm still to be wearing full-on winter outfit.
4-on northern outfit, I should really say, would be better. Yeah. So, what do you want me to roll for this?
That is a particularly good question. Let's take a look at the skills again.
Probably a D20 plus 6 or a D20 plus 4. Because technically it'd be a sewing tool check.
Yeah, it would be
Which,
essentially a sewing check, so that could go survival. What's your other thought on it?
It should be just sewing. If I had the tool proficiency, that would give me the +2 bonus. I don't, so I'm going with pure dex.
So you know what? Yeah, let's just go with pure dex then. We'll see how lucky you get on this one. Ooh.
Ugh.
I'm gonna say yeah. You start to work on it, and your first attempt, you immediately start seeing your handiwork botched, but there's enough there. You immediately try to start again. So you got one more
Okay.
try at this.
What kind of check is this? Because can I assist?
It's a dex check. Like there's no
It would
tools
make more
or
sense
to-
tool
Oh.
bonuses or anything.
It would make more sense for me to
Whoa.
assist, but
Yeah.
But there's
Then
no one in
Lazina-
particular that can assist that well. No one's got like any particular bonuses to. Oh my
Oh.
word!
Wow.
Nope. Well, so much for that idea.
Yeah, you're after a couple of tries, your elk hide is now better off just being leather straps at this point.
Leather scraps, frack.
do I witness any of this?
I don't think she's hiding it. She's probably up on the deck trying to get this done, and you're just seeing the barbarian become more and more frustrated.
Yeah, and swearing in a few languages.
Yeah, so I realized she's failed miserably at replacing her shirt.
You've never heard cursing in Nordheim, and now you have.
Well,
It wasn't Nordheim.
I kind of sigh and I
Well, Nordheim goes for Vanheim and Asgard, but yeah.
and I I pull off my red cape and I just hand it to her. At least you have something to cover yourself with. You wrap it around yourself or something.
Well, so much for boots.
Well, that was just the elk. You still have the gator hide if you really want to.
Yeah, that's what I'm basically.
But I gave her something to use to cover herself up, basically, because
Mhm.
I had a red cape. Been wearing that, like, it's not in my freaking avatar because we didn't really plan for all that, but we need to at least look somewhat civilized when we enter a town.
You'll be bothering all the local shipmates if you could just go
Okay, so
unclad. Oh,
there we go. The second roll was only made because that one was so slow it was over a minute.
okay. So you go after the gator hide and you just
I managed to. Yeah.
You were going for the boots?
No, I said so much for boots, and I was basically crafting myself a
gator top.
Yeah.
So as you're trying to comfort her with the idea of just wearing the cape for top, she begrudgingly looks at the gator hide, swears off the boots that she was planning to make out of it, and immediately just starts cutting it. And just like trying to remove the meat from the hide earlier, you seem to just have an instant thing for gators. Maybe they're like a specific enemy of your past, so you just don't remember it, or something's clicking here. You just instantly go at the thing, and before you know it, the blonde barbarian now is sporting a gator skin top.
Okay, so
And I'm going to say it even has like little tassels, so it goes down to just barely her below her midriff.
I was gonna so since during the time we're spending heading there, I actually want to ask Trent to teach me how to cook because he's not going to be with us for a while.
All right.
Are the dice gods saying I should be making checks versus gators with advantage now?
Apparently that's what I'm reading out of this right now, because every time you do something to that gator, it's immediately, I am your god. I make hides out of you. I will butcher you properly. There shall be no damage. Next I shall consume.
There used to be a gator god, but Flona skinned it already.
Yeah, I kind of fucked up Sobek pretty bad.
One time, a gator bit Thelona, and then after several agonizing minutes, the gator died.
It died out of the sheer spite and anger directed in its way, not to mention several blows to the head.
And for some reason, Velota started speaking with this accent that sounded really weird. Right!
Right then.
Crikey!
Crikey!
Crikey! That's gonna be the biggest gator I've ever seen.
And now I'm going to punch it in the ghoulies.
She skinned the gator and sewed it, and suddenly came out with a khaki shirt and pants and a hat.
She's a natural beauty. Anyway.
So yeah, I want Trent to teach me how to cook.
All right, so you want to try and get cooking pointers from Trent. Let's see how well he does. I'm going to say that he's going to try and teach you survival skills, so he's going to do a survival roll. Survival is a wisdom check. Yes. And Trent should have a +3 to this. Let's see how good Trent is feeling today about trying to teach people cooking.
He also has, if you look at his sheet, he has +5 in survival.
Oh, does he? Dang it.
Yeah. Yeah, so he probably has the actual skill, so that means he'd be rolling a d20 +5.
Yeah, so it'll be a d20 +5 then. 11.
Oh boy.
Actually, no, not 11. +5, 11.
Should I roll anything for this, or?
You know what? Since he's trying to teach you, and it's both of you trying to do stuff, yeah, give it a survival check. Let's see if we can get any bonus out of this. Otherwise, He's barely teaching you anything you already didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
This is a fish.
Oof.
You salt it.
I was gonna say maybe I should have made a perception check because he's trying to teach me. I don't know.
You know what? Yeah, let's re-roll and try and make that perception. I'll give you one more try on this one because it's just like, ugh. There we go. You do start to pick up a few extra things. He's not the best speaking teacher, but you're kind of seeing how the craft does work as he's going about it, and you start to catch on a few hinters. So that will hopefully give you at least a slight bonus on your next attempt to cook.
Right.
Anything else you guys want to try and do in the meantime?
I think Elena's gonna try to calm herself down and prepare herself for going back home. But other than that, I don't see her really doing anything much.
All right. I will say that occasionally you and Garov do have little quiet moments together. Maybe in the 2.5 days of travel, he maybe spends one night with you for a little while. You do whatever you two feel like doing, and then go about yourselves without making a fuss about it.
How often do I get a chance to say this? Like Garov comes in all happy, he's all get like skips his step, and Valena doesn't seem like in the mood, so she goes, "Why don't we just cuddle tonight?"
He kind of blinks, slowly shrugs, and goes for it. He still doesn't quite get civilized people, but he'll just agree to it for now. It's better than you constantly attacking him at the moment.
Yeah, but I think when Garov's not around, she just every now and again you'll just hear the sobbing, and then she just
basically just trying to work through the emotions as she's getting ready for whatever chaos might be awaiting her when she gets home.
right.
By the by, I have I've just split up the 200 gold.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually gonna split it evenly amongst everybody, including the non-combatants, just because this is gonna be like a kind of like a parting gift before we take off. Except
Alright.
because it cannot be split evenly, I figure the person that did the most in the last battle was Thelona. So she's going to get one more gold than everybody else. She's going to get 19.
She gets a
everyone
tiny bonus extra gold.
Yeah, she gets 19. Everyone else gets 18.
Okay.
All right.
66 plus 8. You said 18 gold? Yeah.
Yep. You're probably not really worried about keeping track of it on the crew members.
I'm keeping track of Elena's gold.
Yeah, I mean the player characters and everybody that's going to be, because the characters are going to be out of the party for a while. You're probably not super worried about what gold they actually have on them at the moment.
Right.
So was there enough left on that crack for me to like finish the rest of an outfit?
You know what? You did technically just about crit it. Give me another roll and see how high you got on it.
All right, let's see.
You might just go full-fledged croc outfit.
Yeah, okay. That's going to be my boating outfit.
Oh wow, additional 22. Okay, yeah, you somehow managed to stretch this hide out enough without damaging it at all that you managed to make a full-on seaworthy outfit out of it. It's still a little barbarian-esque, but it's still befitting of you, even on a boat.
Wonderful. And then if we're hitting a town, I can buy a new outfit for summer there, and then of course the winter outfit for the north. And hey, Felona winds up with one more outfit than she's had before.
48 gold, and I'm trying to remember. There was a character I was keeping track of the minion gold on. I'm trying to remember which one it was now. I think it might have been him. Nope. Trying to remember where I had it, because I do remember that I had it somewhere. And I think it was attached to one of the icons, but I can't remember which one. Oh, you know what? I bet you it was Roger. Let me double check. Oh yeah, Roger's got it. Roger's got the gold money for each individual crew member. 18, 19, 20, 21. So it'll be 41 plus the 10, that's 51. So yeah, each of your main ship member, or your side ship members here have up to 51 gold now. The trickle down has been worth it. They're not like as extremely well done out on gold as the rest of you guys are, but considering how much gold is technically worth in places, they've got quite a bit.
Right,
Right.
that's more than enough to eat for like a few days, like a single gold.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're trying to like live like freaking royalty, then it obviously
Then
wouldn't
you'll
be.
burn through that in like about 2 weeks, yeah. But that's your problem if you're spending that much on food. So without any further to do, I guess we're going to get to Yarlet.
Felona can't helps it if she eats like Gowry. Seriously.
Well, that's why we got the extra crock. There's more for you to eat.
You mentioned Gowry, and I just think of that one clip where Lena calls him yogurt for brains, and he goes, "Want to taste?" and lifts the top of his head off.
Not now, Gowry! So yeah, so you're all going to. I'm going to say.
I also think it's safe to say we all got a long rest multiple times.
Oh
by
yeah, but
now
now you also got multiple long rests, so everyone is also fully healed.
Okay, good.
Because yeah, you spent at least a couple days on the boat, unless you really had that restless of a journey, which Elena maybe, but not that restless. You eventually get sleep here and there, long enough to consider full rest. You finally do manage to get to Yarlet. To describe Yarlet is essentially it is a walled city right there on the coastline. There's a decent sized dock, big boats and little boats are coming and going. Some of the little boats are going further up the river, but not too many. There's not too much further they can go up before it gets a little tight for especially bigger boats. But there's a little bit of trade heading up that way further by river. But a good amount
I
of
didn't
trade
think
gets
about
to dock and
this.
seems to go across the city, and some of it leaving by caravan.
I didn't think about this, but has Belinda ever been to Yarlet? Like, she is from Hyperborea area, but
You're
had
from
she traveled?
Hyperborea, but Yarlet is a way bit south for you. It's quite a ways from home still.
It's still technically in Tehran, isn't it?
Yes.
Or are we in no man's land at this point?
Technically, the steps a little bit further to the north from Yarlet would be no man's land.
Okay. So this is like the north of Tehran.
Yeah, this is essentially the middle north of Tehran that technically will stretch a little bit northward, but only to the west, and would start getting cut off more further south towards your east. So it kind of the borderline of Tehran kind of goes at an angle depending on which map you're looking at too.
So we're all at the
Fun fact: somewhere north of here is theoretically where Conan Exiles takes place.
Mm-hmm. Actually, that does not surprise me. I've always theorized it's somewhere up in there.
So we're technically at the dock, right? Or
So yeah, your ship is now approaching the dock. You see the hustle and bustle, and eventually you do pull into a docking area for the big ship that you are on.
All right. You know, I didn't really plan on if I needed to come up with a story for why we're here for the Dockmaster.
Did we have any goods to deliver, or no?
No, we didn't. We just came straight here.
Yeah, you didn't stop for any goods or anything else. You basically you got the warning. You just, it was voted by the group that you should just immediately go this direction.
I'm assuming that because of the way we played it, our characters didn't even realize the Yarlet was like there for us to stop at along the way until we were already on the way there.
Yeah, you probably didn't really look that closely at the river until you were already on the way and just went, "Oh, there's Yarlet right there. We can stop there."
We were looking at the other map.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if Roger might remember this place, because Roger's been been around and he's probably heard tales. Let's see here. I'm trying to think what history would what's history under again?
Huh?
Intelligence.
It's under intelligence.
Yeah.
Let's test his intellect. +0. Oh boy.
No.
He's heard of the place, but he can't say he's ever been. He might have even heard the odd whisper that Conan's been up this way, but other than that, he can't honestly remember off the top of his head.
All right, so as we're arriving, I kind of give Tarthun and Roger a little pep talk because they're about to take over the ship for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my first bit of advice is just, since we're already out of town, see if they got anything that needs to be delivered anywhere.
Right, that's Roger. Right, we need to find some more work, and he turns back over towards Tarthun. How about you go looking for some more crew? That's doable.
Yeah, they've got over 1,000 gold to work with. So
yeah, they can easily go into any place looking that might have sailors looking for hire, and they can probably easily find anybody they're looking for at the moment.
Right.
They're just, and now that they got a nice big ship, they can actually get a decent shipping job too for goods.
Right.
Also, they can brag that they managed to be the first successful boating crew to make it across the Valiant Sea in like weeks, if not months.
Right. They won't have the people that are partially responsible for that with them, but everybody else doesn't need to know that.
Don't need to know that. We're now helping.
Salona comes up in her new freaking croc skin outfit with her pack strapped to her back, and sword strapped behind that. Goes up to Azina and goes, "Which one of these do you not trust, Floaty?"
At this point, I trust about both of them.
Okay.
Tarthun hadn't proved himself until the last fight, but he
threw enough fireballs and stopped those guys. He can be trusted to keep the crew safe at the moment.
He's proved his worth at this point.
No need to threaten them then.
No.
Immediately, both of them look slightly nervous at the giant blonde barbarian. No threats are needed.
Roger's
Actually, I will still say it, but I'm not saying it directly to them. Yeah. I was planning on telling them that if they betrayed you, I would hunt them down and leave a piece of them in every country in Hyboria, but I guess I don't need to.
Roger's been with me almost as long as the Carpenter and the Navigator.
At this point, yeah, he was basically the unofficial third crew member.
Right. He was the only guy that survived.
Mostly because he just went fuck it to his crew and ran for your boat.
Yeah.
After being tempted by money.
So this is like the last stop till Hyperborea, right?
This is the last major stop until you head home, yes.
We're either gonna be on the small boat or we're gonna go over land. I think the plan was to go over land, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that's why we got horses down in the hole to use.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
also,
I'll
that's
bring
the
the
other thing too,
horses
is
up.
you're gonna be getting the horses out now that you're on land too, so it's gonna take a
I
little while to
guess
unload them.
Blaine's go off the ship and then head to look for shops for because Blaine wouldn't know she needs warmer clothing for the trip.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I think everybody's gonna be looking for warmer clothing, so.
No, Thelonia's just gonna.
Well,
Thelonia's gonna
Tolona's
be
the only
looking
one
for
prepared for warmer or colder climates.
She's gonna be looking for regular clothing.
Yeah, I guess Azina will actually look for like a coat, like a fur coat to replace her regular pirate jacket, and maybe a scarf.
All right.
I think Melina will look for like thick cloths and furs that are in black.
Okay, still going for your new black motif. Okay. Theobald actually doesn't look for too much. He's got his nice heavy armor. What he's actually going to do is essentially look for warmer lining, and some of it will kind of come out in spaces and gaps here and there throughout his plate armor, like little fur patches, essentially helping the line what he's already got. Giselle, who is not used to this, is just looking at this like, how cold are we expecting?
Do you like having fingers?
Oh God. Okay. And she
So
goes
you
right
say to
into
her,
the shop.
Do you know what snow is?
She looks puzzled for a moment. I think I've heard of it. It's the fluffy white stuff that comes down, right?
Yes, and it's really cold.
You know nothing of Giselle Snow.
You know
What does
nothing of
everybody
her-
want?
You know nothing of her inner snow right now. So yeah, she's basically looking for essentially a leather she's almost looking for a leather outfit that's completely lined in fur at this rate. I will decide what she spends in a moment. Geralt goes immediately for a big fur cloak that he sees, and he's just like, "Oh yeah." Just
Do I got to roll to see if I find what I'm looking for?
I'm gonna say that this place has a lot of stuff, especially for winter travel, because they're this close to Hyperborea that it's not gonna be that hard to find.
They probably have clothing for both areas because they're kind of like
They
border
really
town.
are on the cusp of going into the cold area before too long. Yeah, so they have a little
Yeah,
bit
but I
of
mean,
both.
there's also people coming from the north going south that'll need.
Yeah, then some of them will
lighter
even trade
clothing.
back and forth. So you're looking to actually keep both sets essentially now.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, so
like,
actually, in addition to a jacket and a scarf that I mentioned, I'm also going to look for some fur boots.
Right,
boots, okay.
and Belena's also would know that for travel, she'll look for maybe easy to put up high tents and fur blankets and stuff like that.
Oh, you're looking for camping gear now too. That's right. You're gonna have to look for some heavy winter camping gear. I think
that I might need to buy some too because I don't have most of my stuff was purchased with summer in mind.
Outside of sleeping bags, this entire group has actually gone off light because they've been in warm temperatures.
Well, here's the thing. Does tiny hut protect from temperature?
Lehman's? Yeah.
It does protect from the wind and stuff on the outside, but you're gonna still be sleeping on top of snow at some point.
No, it literally adjusts the temperature.
Oh.
I know Lehman's tiny hut very well, and tiny hut is just the named stripped version of it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the fun thing is like we don't even really need to worry about standing watch when we use that.
Oh yeah, we've done creative shit with Lehman's tiny hut.
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff you can do with that.
We cast it on the underside of a flying carpet one time and used it basically as a bowl to get over a lava field.
Like I said, there's crazy stuff you can do with that.
They were talking about casting it permanently on something and basically creating a fantasy tank. using tiny hut as the barrier top.
Nonetheless, Lena is gonna look for some winter camping gear just in case, because you never know. But she's also gonna look for some fur rugs for everyone, and one big enough for two.
But as I was getting to explain, the first thing Geralt finds that he picks out is this giant fur cloak, and as he puts it on, he realizes it's a hood, pulls the hood up, and you essentially see a giant bear head over his head now.
Yes.
He kind of blinks, looks up at the fangs, and just goes, ah, and goes to look for some more stuff, looking for some better boots.
And because of his helmet, it looks like a giant horned bear.
Just about, actually, since he does have that little horned helmet.
Which goes really, really well with our Jolly Roger, which has a horned bear with an eye patch.
So all we need to do is poke out one of his eyes. Done.
Trying to turn Geralt into the mascot. This is going to go poorly.
Like I said, poke out one of his eyes. Done. We've got it. But
he
And
takes
she's
the
also
cloak.
gonna
He finds a pair of
be-
boots, and I'm going to say he also finds at least a bit of some slightly warmer clothing, some thick cloth, and a little bit of a fur top to go underneath his armor.
Yeah.
Yes,
Quick question,
yes,
how much
it's hypocrisy that Barbarian wears armor, but he found out that the Atlantean gear is better than his natural defenses.
Quick question. So, how much is our winter gear going to cost us?
I was actually going to look into that. I think most of what you guys are looking for is essentially basically normal clothing, not really anything overly fancy. So I'm thinking maybe... Actually, I think it's almost common enough. It wouldn't even be an extra charge on winter gear here. It's probably frequent enough from people coming from the south, from the north. Although I will say the one that might spend the most might be Giselle, because she has to go, okay, like everything, like equipment needs to be redone for like warmer weather. So she doesn't freeze to death in leather.
You mean
outfit.
colder weather?
For colder weather, yeah. Wow, my dyslexia is terrible tonight.
I think we're gonna have to come up with a new name for it. It's gonna be Matslexia.
It's just all over the place. I'm rambling. I know what I'm saying, but I'm saying it wrong.
Listen to what I mean, not what I said.
Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? I don't either.
well, at least it's not freaking the disease from Futurama. He's not having sexlexia.
Or
Tell them
both.
about it, Kith.
Kith! I made it with wood. The four of them in.
I don't like the neutrals, Kith. They're too neutral.
Jackass is ready to see you soon. I love Kith.
Anyways,
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out here.
I found it in a player's handbook. I think Velena's gonna. Yeah, it's still Velena. Even
Actually,
though
I think what Giselle's going to do. Yeah, I'm looking into this, and it's like, oh, that's gonna be. She has the money for it
probably-
technically, but she's not gonna have the +1 AC though.
I would say,
she's got studded leather +1 essentially.
Probably the winter clothes would cost about 2 gold per set.
Yeah, I was about to go back to clothing here because it's gonna be based on clothing.
Yeah, but knowing Velena, she's probably gonna spend it on fine
Clothes
garments.
common.
So
Actually, it's 5 silver.
Yeah, that's. But if you look at clothes traveler, it's 2 gold.
Okay, yeah. And what were you suggesting then?
I was suggesting the 2 gold because that.
Okay, yeah,
traveler
that would
clothes
make
be
sense.
warm.
Essentially, everyone's lining themselves with warmer stuff underneath all their armor or whatever.
All right,
So yeah.
So they
but
took
Velena-
2 gold, and essentially everyone gets a new winter and summer set now.
And
Right,
I just spend the 5 silver for my new my new summer outfit essentially.
But knowing Velena, she would spend it on fine winter clothing. But that's because it's just her.
You know how she is. Which would be 15 gold, I know, but
Yeah.
but it's Valina. It's kind of how she is.
Yeah, that is Valena. She will spend the extra premium on getting the fanciest warm weather outfit you possibly could
You
think
know
of,
what?
and it
At the
seems a
same
little
time,
ridiculous.
At the same time, she can afford it because she's a wizard, so she doesn't need to buy actual equipment.
True. She needs to make sure that she has resources for her spells, but that's the worst she has to worry about usually.
Yeah.
And if
Another
she has an
question.
implement, that's not even. Then it's only a few spells.
Mm-hmm.
Question. So how much is the equipment going to cost? The winter camping gear and stuff like that.
Okay. You were looking for the camping gear. That's right. They mentioned. Okay, there's tents.
We don't need a tent because I have tiny hut.
Well, that's right. You don't need a tiny hut.
Well,
But you're looking
well,
for
like
you'd still want like
Oh,
sleeping bags.
I'm still going to pack a tent just in case shit happens and we all get separated.
yeah, like
yeah, it's still a
Lina's
good idea.
thinking
Yeah,
the
it's still a
same
good
thing.
idea to have an emergency tent. So a couple emergency tents in the group doesn't hurt.
I'm slightly amused because I got to the page for like necessities and stuff, and I realized they actually listed the price for soap.
Yep.
Soap.
2 copper for a bar of soap.
Yeah, I bounced over to D&D Beyond because there they have prices. So
Well, they got it in the player's handbook as well.
I know, but
Oh.
my player's handbook is in another room.
Right.
Excuse me.
So yeah. So
a bedroll would be like a sleeping bag, right?
Yes, a bedroll is what
essentially.
you're looking for.
Yeah.
2-person tent is 2 gold.
So
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna buy a
gonna
bedroll.
say even if it's a one person, you're also getting a special one for outdoors in the cold.
I would say it's probably about
2 gold.
5 gold. I would say it's probably 5 gold just for all the thermaling.
They don't really go into enough details.
Yeah, I know. I'm guessing. I'm guesstimating.
Actually, let me see what it says because I think they are listing quite a bit here. Tent, simple and portable canvas shelter. A tent that sleeps 2. Okay, yeah, that's supposed to be a basic tent, so it's not even a warm weather one. So yeah, I would say actually slap another gold on that tent to make it warm weather.
3? Okay.
Yeah, we'll make it 3. It's not gonna be crazy,
Okay,
but it
3
should
gold.
be a little extra.
All right,
All
3
right.
gold. 3
Yep.
gold for a tent. I would say do the same thing for the bedroll if you want a warmer bedroll.
I just got a regular bedroll because I didn't even have a bedroll before. I just kept sleeping on the ground. Because Azina was used to just sleeping on the deck of a ship without anything, so she just was not worrying about this. Hello?
Right. Theobald is also
Okay,
getting
yeah.
an extra tent, and warm weather gear. I believe we said goes 2 gold.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 gold for the warm weather gear, 3 gold for the tent, and I would say probably 2 gold for a
He's already got
cold
bedroll.
weather bedroll. Yeah.
He's already got bedroll, so he's good on that. He's barely used it. Gonna double check Geralf and Giselle though for bedrolls. And Geralf still needs to pay for his new warm weather clothing. Giselle's already paid for hers, I believe. Yeah. She does not have a bedroll, so she does need one of those.
I'm going to look at some other things I can possibly buy here.
Soap.
No, Hasina doesn't give a shit about soap. She goes, I just dip myself in the
She
water.
smells
That's good
like
enough.
fish all the time.
Didn't
Let's
stop her
see.
from seducing that dancer.
I be a toonsome wench.
So a couple things I'm kind of eyeballing that I kind of want to. The things I want to look for while we're.
Hmm?
Torches should be okay.
All right.
I mean, that's a personal decision there.
Yeah.
If you buy the lantern, you're gonna have to buy a whole bunch of oil to take with you.
Oh, right.
I don't bother with that because I have the light cantrip.
Oh, right. Never
So-
mind.
So quick list of things I want to look for, Matt.
Okay.
I want to get a bag of caltrops.
Bag of caltrops. I believe
grappling
they should be
hook.
listed here.
Yeah, they're a gold for bag of 20.
Okay. That shouldn't be too hard to find. If nothing else, you can easily reshape some things to make them anyway.
I want to get a grappling hook.
Also very easy to find. Mountaineers and so forth around.
I want to get a hunting trap.
Hunting trap.
Are you planning on that grappling hook for mountain climbing?
Not particularly. I just thought it would be a useful tool to have
Where do
just
you
in case I
find
need it for
hunting
something.
trap on the list of gear here?
It's in the same adventuring gear, the same section as grappling hook and caltrops. Hunting trap is on like the right side of it.
Hourglass. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, 5 gold. Yep.
And I want to buy.
Seems fair enough.
Elena might want to smack me for this one. I want to buy a white robe.
White robe. So just a basic regular cloth robe then?
Yeah. Because of where we're heading, I thought it might be useful for disguise reasons if I need to at any point.
Yeah, I'd say you just get that for
Lena
like
is
common.
just
I'd say
breathing
you
in
just
her
get that for common
nose, out of
clothes,
her
so
mouth.
that'd be 5 silver.
Huh?
Lena's breathing in her
I
nose, out of her
no,
mouth.
I need to hear what Matt said.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're talking over me. I'm gonna say that falls under regular clothes, so it'll be 5 silver.
Oh no, robes are actually a gold. It's actually a thing listed on here.
Robe. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, sure.
So-
Gold then.
So everything that's 3 gold plus 5, 8, and 9 gold total for all those things. All right.
I'm sure you have more than
Oh.
enough money.
Yeah, I got more than enough.
So I'm also going to buy a grappling hook. And I would like to buy 2 50-foot lengths of silk rope.
I'm actually gonna reload the roll 20 real quick because the compendium broke on me. Is not loading. It's giving me an error message.
All right. I was actually just thinking about switching music anyway, so give you a moment.
And yes, I am definitely thinking with potential mountain climbing in mind.
Yep, we'll see what happens. By the way, the Conan game gives some interesting details that they even leave on the map.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not gonna go into them because who knows, you guys might be interested in checking them out, but there's some interesting stuff there. And I also found the perfect place that's actually on the map for where Velena's previous matron resides too. There's a bit of lore on that place. Holy smokes!
well, what the hell? It put caltrops under utility instead of in my item thing. Okay, I guess that works because it actually gives me the information for what they do.
Mhm.
Grappling hook.
So I'll pay
Fuck, don't freeze on me.
11 11 gold for a hooded lantern and bullseye lantern and 10 flasks of oil.
Okay. Sounds fair enough. Yeah, you're trying to get a light.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, not sure Geralt is that
Alrighty.
worried about it. Actually, that's right. I need to still do his negative gold for the new outfit.
But so if Elena was annoyed by seeing me buying some white robes.
Yeah, she's just breathing in and out, in her nose, out of her mouth. And she's like, it's just a few days. It's just a few days.
Keep in mind, like Azina actually has skill at disguising herself, so that might actually be useful to have the actual thing I'd need for a disguise.
Or you could just beat someone up and take it from them. But
It's easier to
That
sneak in if I
totally
can-
never got someone captured for doing that before. Just saying. Beat up the wrong guy, they're gonna be missed.
alright.
Like the thing is, like the funny thing is, I don't actually have. I'm not proficient in performance, but the thing is, I have a high bonus in it anyhow because of my charisma, and I do got proficiency in deception.
Right. Well, I'm not saying I don't understand. I'm just saying Valena is still just trying to hold it in, thinking this logically. It's like, no, this could be as well and so forth. It's just a few days.
Well, technically, Valena still has the white outfit packed away somewhere, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does.
So she wouldn't even have to be. She wouldn't even really be disguising herself. She just, trying
Walk
to
in like
pretend that
herself
she
because
hasn't-
she owns the place.
She just wouldn't be. She would trying to be pretending she didn't have a sudden change of character.
Yeah,
She
you
didn't
have
suddenly
to
go
roll to
AWOL.
hold composure.
I almost hope I get to actually make use out of this because I kind of want Azina to try and pretend she's a snooty noble in a white robe.
Let me see here. Actually, I'm gonna give. Gareth is also gonna look for random stuff that might interest him. Oh, nah. Interesting, but not now.
Valena is gonna go up to Gara with her new bedroll and just go, big enough for two.
He kind of
just
slowly
realized-
looks down at it. He would argue that maybe not, but he gets the idea that you're possibly trying to hint at something and just kind of slowly nods. Sure.
Sure, I don't fully understand, but sure.
Sure, I get it. I don't get it.
Back.
Hello.
I think I missed you saying you were going AFK.
Yeah, I think I missed it too.
I said BRB. I just had to do a quick call of nature.
Trying to see if there's anything else he wants. Oh, I wonder if that could become useful. There's a portable ram.
What?
There's a portable
Where is
ram
this?
listed in the adventuring gear.
Let me look this up real quick. Okay.
Oh yeah, Ram portable, 4 gold.
Check the weight though.
35 pounds.
So yeah, who wants to be hauling around an additional 35
Yeah.
pounds?
Yes, you know what that is? That's basically essentially you just have a really big log to hit things with.
Yeah, functionally.
Yeah, he
Oh,
can
that'd
make
be
a log into
useful to
something
getting
useful.
into towers with locked doors in case something goes horribly wrong.
That's
Then
what
again,
Geralt
I'm not
should-
sure how much trees there are in Hyperborea.
I was gonna say, I mean, you need to get through a locked door. That's what Geralt's shoulder is for.
No, not even his shoulder. He
Or
just lays
Kelowna's.
down on the floor. He tells everyone else to pick him up and ram him head first into it.
Oh yeah, it's not like you have to worry about brain damage.
Well, not only just head first, but he'll raise up his arms and fist punch it as he's being rammed into the door. So it'll be 3 blows at once.
Either that, or he'll just have us throw him at it. Apparently.
Actually, there is something else Valena wants to buy, and I didn't think about this, but she's probably gonna think about this. Like an inconspicuous hooded cloak, right? That's black because it's her motif now. So like
the anti-white.
the anti-white, yeah. Right. Yeah, she's gonna put on a hooded cloak and
purchase one just to hide herself because she doesn't know she's wanted in Hyperborea.
As far as you're aware, you're not wanted. You're just missing.
Right.
And, probably because it will eventually happen again, I'd like to purchase a sewing kit, Matt.
A sewing kit. Okay.
Basically a needle, some various gauges of thread,
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where that would be. Is that adventuring gear again?
I think so. Either that or it's just considered considered a professional kit.
Backpack. No, that's different bags. Tools.
It might just be
artisan tools.
Yeah, it's basically going to be considered artisan tools.
You know what? I'm just gonna say it's there's no actual listing for it. I don't think, at least not what I'm seeing at a quick glance here. I'm just gonna say it's like tailoring tools. We'll just call it that, and we'll slap these things go from like 10 gold to 50 gold, but a lot of them are just 10 gold, so we're just gonna go for 10 gold for that. It's
Okay.
tailoring tools, a bunch of needles, and some extra thread.
Done.
Just so you don't have to worry about being able to patch something up for a long while.
Yeah, and that's all I need to purchase outside the alehouse.
Actually, yeah, I think Belinda would purchase that. Tinderbox.
I think I already have one of those, so I'm good on there.
Does Belinda have one of those?
I know I do, because I know I deliberately purchased one at the beginning of the game. They're so useful.
You know what? Something that no one else has thought of, and
No.
Geralt, once he sees it, is probably going to think, that might actually be useful if Roll20 would behave itself for 5 seconds.
What's that?
Searching. I did spell it correctly, yes? Yes. He's going to grab a shovel.
I thought one of us had a shovel already, didn't Theobald?
Valena has a shovel.
Oh, that's right. I knew somebody had a shovel.
Let me guess. To bury those that don't make it.
No, it's more like
You can tell.
It's the opposite. She digs up to get more servants.
I'm looking at the items, and I'm just remembering how much I wish this one character that was gonna be in the Polar Radiance campaign actually happened. Where one of my friends was gonna play as a dwarf bard, whose instrument was the bagpipes. And then he dropped out at the last minute because he got pissy about political shit on Twitter.
Happens.
Let's see.
Trying to think, is there anything else? I think I know a ship that needs to be bought for the ship. That's an item that needs to be bought for the ship, and that's an iron pan. I don't think there's anything else that will really catch his interest. He's got a bag full of stuff, and he's already got a bedroll, correct?
Yeah, he's had a bedroll since the beginning of the campaign.
It's not listed, but yeah, he did have one. I'm going to make sure it's listed now, because I'm not seeing it, even though I know it's supposed to be there. Because I remember him using it a couple times.
I'd like to buy something that costs negligible.
Okay.
A little bag of sand.
Yeah, you don't even need to buy it. You literally just have a bag. You walk out to the beach for a minute.
Pocket sand.
Pocket sand. Not as good as pocket bacon, but it still could be useful.
I have a few possibilities of why that might come in handy.
Just in case with the bedroll, an extra fur blanket because you never know when it's gonna get cold. And now we'll use up my other 5 silver.
If he was more of a drinking man, he might be tempted to buy a barrel and fill it. He knows he needs to be sober once in a while. Oh, by the way, as you're going through town, you also realize that Geralt has the big silver, like, Atlantean steel insignia on his strapped to his back with his backpack. So it's covering up some of it, so you can't really see all of it, but you can see enough of it to tell that there's a mountain depiction on this big metal thing that's on his back. And if you know enough about it, you'd realize, oh, it's a symbol of Crom. Nothing special. At least as far as the public can see of it.
I had a thought.
Okay.
I asked Valena, what musical instruments are popular in Hyperborea?
Well, it's a wide variety. Like, we have all sorts. I mean, we're a real culture town, so many people play instruments together to form a band. And what are you thinking?
Let's just does like I'm asking the GM, does Valena actually have information that would be helpful for me
I'd
to
say,
know
Valena,
about this?
there's a long list of instruments here. Drums are obvious once in a while. Flutes, lutes, even a lyre, maybe the occasional horns.
Flutes are so I don't really need to change.
Yeah, you don't have to change if you want to. Don't want to. Maybe the occasional viol, but yeah, if you're looking for something that's around here, you can probably come across a instrument shop of some kind in the market, and you're just like, oh, they already have a few flutes here, and you just start twiddling on your own as you pass by, give them a friendly wave, and they kind of wave back.
Yes, I was trying to think if there'd be something that would be easy, make it easier to like not stand out if I was doing something musical. But if they have flutes, if flutes are popular there, then I'm fine already.
Yeah, I'm gonna say flutes are definitely possible already up here. They might have snitched them from somebody, but they definitely know of flutes.
I realize the funny thing is because I have the spell disguise self. If I really needed to, I could make my hair white.
Yeah, you could just do a white-haired version yourself. Heck, you can even maybe go the extra mile and even gray out your eyes.
Yeah. The point where Rosina would screw up is when they ask her name and she has to make up a fake name on the spot. Because considering she's a notorious pirate, she obviously wouldn't say her actual name while disguised. What's your name? My name is Ozlena.
No.
Ozlena, that sounds like a strange name. Roll perception.
Think of it like the Tower of the White Witches is like this club where you have this bouncer. It's like, name Ozlena. That's not on the list. I'm sorry.
Roll for seduction.
Then like
You've
Thelona walks
past,
up.
You've gotten past
Thelona
the
walks
doorman.
up without a disguise and just goes, Thelona, and then the guy just bows and stands out of the way.
Yeah, he just opens up.
Wouldn't even introduce herself. She would say one word: "Move."
Move, you're on the list. Okay, go on.
Actually, what's your name? She literally picks him up so that he's even to the speaking level of her. Move. Yes, ma'am.
Well, what do you
Either
know?
that or it's the Terminator moment. Get out.
What do you know? Move is on the list.
That's what I said.
Oh, yeah, no, that's the secret password today. Go right ahead, ma'am. I think you better job than this. Starts wiping his forehead.
I paid for this job. I get this job.
Get out of here, or I'll call you Brute Squad. I'm on the Brute Squad. You are the Brute Squad.
All right, so I take it you're good for gear then?
Yeah, and just in time because we're pretty much out of time.
Just about out of time. So, yeah, you finally get all your gear together. By the time you get back to the ship, your horses are out and ready, and you start heading off towards the outer gates. By the way, as you're passing through the city, you realize this is kind of a nice place. And you do pass through a center square. You do see a statue of the king when he was much younger. There is a king that actually does rule over Yarlet. He was a young, dashing young man, bit of a beard, turban on his head with a fancy gem in the middle. He has a long sword at his side, but then you also see a couple statues that are smaller, more normal sized, and you realize in passing through that there's a horned man that looks very much like a Sumerian. And he does seem to have what looks to be depicted a Atlantean sword, but it's very hard to tell as you're passing by quickly on horse. You get out to the other side, and as you're looking back, you see all the nice long white towers and stuff. This was actually quite a nice place. Even the lower end folks seem to be living quite well here. And as you just get to the other end, you just look out to the vast flats in front of you, and you're just like, oh dear. And before too far away, before the horizon is literally missing from you, you do start to see the bare bones peaks of the northern mountains as you begin to head out on the road. And that's it for tonight.
All right.
We
We need somebody with coconuts.